If you work as a Shipt shopper, and as a shopper myself who's worked in different marketplaces across the country, I want to go over 5 easy ways to make more money on the platform. And I'm talking easy enough to really do this on your very next shift, really in less than 24 hours. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. On this channel, I help you with the gig economy, your side hustle, your full-time hustle, making money and creating multiple revenue streams. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And make sure to get the very best time-saving and headache-saving accessories for your hustle. Check out my Amazon storefront, that linked down below. So to go big with your earnings, I want you to go small with your orders. I'm talking about the traditional orders because now, here in 2021, there's different shop types as a Shipt shopper, but we're talking about the traditional shops where you're going to go into the store and you're actually going to shop for that grocery list or store list of items. So let's think. What causes delays when you're shopping? What causes delays when I'm going through that actual list of items? Well, it's the fact that there are so many items, 40, 50, maybe 60 plus items. And what does that tell us? So the more items, the more chances of something going wrong with one of those items. Usually availability, if that item's out of stock or I simply can't find it. And if I have a list of 40 or 50 items, that increases the chances of me going around that store and finding an item or a special request that I can't find. So what you might want to do when you're looking at prospective orders is, again, go small on your orders. I'm talking about the item count. If you can find an order with an item count of under 20, but obviously the pay still makes sense, that is clearly smarter, in my opinion, than going for comparable orders that are going to take more time in that store with a 40 plus item list. Number 2, in my opinion, one of the best ways to make more money as a Shipt shopper, especially here in 2021, is you might want to look at delivery only orders, and almost exclusively. So as a shopper doing these runs here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, let's think about it, right? A delivery only order is cutting your workload in half. I'm arriving to the store and I'm parking, I'm calling, I'm checking in, and I don't have to do any of that shopping. So yeah, it could be 40 or 50 items, but the shopping, the prep work is already done. And here's a little shopper insight. Let me know if you've been seeing the same thing here, but I'm still seeing pretty strong tips, even on these delivery only orders where, again, I'm just making the delivery. Number 3, this is really specific to the grocery service apps or similar service apps here. Let's say Shipt or even Instacart. I'm finding that this is the most customer service intense niches in this gig economy. It's because we are entrusted with delivering actual food, someone's groceries. Typically, it can be daily essentials, but typically it's groceries to the customer. So I feel like there's just a different level of trust there when we're handling someone's food. So here's what I would do. I would communicate everything. Again, going back to the product availability. If there's an item that's out of stock, immediately text that. Give the customer an update. If there's any issue with the actual item availability, maybe they wanted 5, there's only 3 there, immediately text the customer to let them know. And remember, it's also the little things when it comes to tips. Studies have actually shown that we leave tips more so when we actually make a connection, really regardless of the actual service level. So make that connection, really humanize yourself as a Shipt shopper and simply introduce yourself. Say, hi, this is Mike, your Shipt shopper, etc. And then one more point on customer service, just make sure you're prepared because again, we are handling someone's groceries. So if you do want to invest in, let's say, a catering bag or extra hot and cold bags, just while you're shopping so that food is kept at temperature, that could be a good call as well. Now, I know I said that's the last tip, but one more thing on customer service here. When we're making the actual delivery, let's make sure we're making a presentable delivery. Let's stage the groceries nicely. Now, obviously, that's going to be at what? It's a front door, a patio, etc. But also consider if we want to keep the delivery out of street view. Now, of course, we need to get the signature from the customer, right? We can't just leave to make the delivery, so I understand that. But I have had scenarios where I go to my vehicle, I go back to the house, etc. So just something to consider there. Okay, so turning our attention back to the pay specifically, I want you to get more promo pay by maybe quickly accepting the orders near promotional windows. So if you didn't know, Shipt is available 7 days a week and up to 24 hours a day. Just really depends on the hours for these stores in your marketplace. And then Shipt's delivery windows for the customer are on the hour. So let's say 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the customer's expectation of that order, or 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. So if you see you're coming up on the hour and you're interested in picking up some shifts, well, the closer and closer you get to a delivery window that customer is expecting, then Shipt may offer some promotional pay. So that might be a good time to go in there and get some runs that pay more. And then our fifth tip, which is very powerful and one that I recently used to earn over $60 for a single hour of work, that's to stack orders. Now you'll have to check your profile to see if you have this option unlocked, but if you do, I used this recently, again, to make more money. So as the name implies, we're going to manually accept multiple orders at the same time. But a note about that, don't just automatically accept 2 orders because you see it's from the same pickup or the same store. You need to, again, quickly, because other shoppers may take these runs, but you need to quickly look at the drop-offs to actually make sure, okay, does it make sense? Because yes, it's from the same store, which is good, but does it make sense for the drop-off locations as well? Are they close together as well? And then what we can really do is double down on the tips in this video. So I'm looking at, let's say, order 1. It's $20 because there's promo pay. And then I'm looking at order 2. It's, let's say, $18 or another $22. Then I'm making more money per hour. And then I want to go into those drop-offs as well. Go into the preview of the prospective orders and look at those as well. So here's the order that I would do things. If I'm looking at a prospective shop, well, number 1, I'm looking at the pay, right? I'm looking for any promotional pay. So then I would look for other prospective shops, and I'm looking for shops that are, again, at that same store. Because since I'm gonna be there already, I would like to pick up for another customer. Now, ideally, that second order, of course, would have promotional pay as well. And then I would go into the preview, because you can see the actual route preview for the starting and the ending destination here. And I would simply compare. Again, quickly, because we know there can be competition here, but I would look at those drop-off locations and make my final decision if I want to take both orders. That is exactly how you supercharge your earnings on Shipt. So ideally, let's say even if it was a delivery only, right? Your ideal order would be delivery only on some promotional pay, and you're stacking orders, so you're taking 2 delivery only requests, and then the drop-off locations are pretty close to each other. But at least a combination of these, if you can stack orders on promotional pay and not having to drive too far to the drop-off locations, that still, in essence, is going to supercharge your earnings as a Shipt shopper. So let me know down below in the comments, number 1, how many shops have you completed as a Shipt shopper? And then number 2, which one of these tips are you going to implement on your next shift? And if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. You can also click or tap the screen here for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.